Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 3. I'm just going to go over a few important things that you need to remember for week 3, and I hope you have a great week. So this is actually the 4th time I've done this video, so I hope it works this time. So anyway, Monday is the start of week 3, January 20th, and January 27th, Monday, ends week 3. But be aware that many times there are Saturday assignments that are due. Those are usually discussion board assignments where you have to have your first post done by Saturday so others can respond to you by Monday. And this week there happens to be an assignment like that. So you're going to begin by reading a chapter from Carol Tomlinson's book, How to Differentiate Instruction in a Mixed Ability Classroom. And you'll find that under course documents under Learning Unit Session 3. After you read that, you're going to do a little discussion board assignment called Speaking Out, and you'll either take on the role of a faculty member or a student as you do this. You'll speak out as a faculty member, telling why differentiated instruction is important. You're a faculty member talking to a community about community members who are not educators about why differentiation is important. If you take on the role of a student, you're going to talk about why you feel differentiated instruction is important and how it's helped you to learn. So again, that's due by Saturday, and then you'll respond to 2 others by Monday, the 27th. I'm skipping ahead a little bit on the syllabus because I think the second thing you should do is decide now, are you going to do a unit or a series of lessons? If you're going to do a unit, you're going to write an introduction for the unit. Go back and look at some of the samples of former students' units and see what they wrote in their introduction. It should mostly explain why you chose this unit to differentiate. Maybe it's a unit where you know you have students all over the board, some who know the materials already and some who will probably struggle. If you're doing a series of lessons, you are also going to write the introduction as to why you chose to do a series of lessons. Back to if you're going to do a unit, you need to identify the standards that are involved in this unit, write those down, and then also deconstruct those standards into learning targets. So those would be the distinct things of what you actually want students to know, what you want them to understand, and what you want them to be able to do. So choose your verbs carefully as you write those I can statements, like I can draw a picture of a cell. Okay, that would be something that they should, or I can accurately draw a picture of a cell might be better. So make sure you include the verb that would be important that connects back to the standards that you were working with. So that's going to take you a while to figure out the standards and then to figure out the targets that you want for the entire unit. If you're doing a series of lessons, you can't figure out all the targets yet or even the standards yet. You'll have to do that lesson by lesson by lesson as you go along. So we'll defer that to a little bit later if you're doing the series of lessons because, as I said, each week you'll have to pick out the standards and identify the targets for each of the lessons that you developed. And there'll be 10 lessons no matter if you're developing a unit or a series of lessons. So this week, probably the biggest assignment is to do a choice menu for your unit. Or if you're doing a series of lessons, you're going to choose one lesson now and do a choice board for that particular lesson. And if you're doing a series of lessons, one lesson doesn't have to be one day. One lesson could be done over a period of several days. So think of it that way. Even if you're doing a unit, remember a lesson could last more than a day. So when you do your choice menu, as I mentioned, these are really good for a differentiated classroom because it's a great classroom management tool. You you know, when you have students that you have to work with, you want your other students to have something important to work on. So it's always nice to have these menus available. They don't always have to be tic-tac-toe boards, but I'm suggesting that you try a tic-tac-toe board menu for this time. So you're going to identify the targets that will be part of this menu. Not all the targets for the whole unit, just the ones that would be included on this menu. So you can see in the example that I put in the syllabus for the week, this person did a unit on counting principles and probability for actually a high school pre-calculus class. And you can see the targets that are listed, the knows, understands, and be able to do for this particular choice board. So they'd be addressed somewhere on the choice board. Then she has 9 activities. I used to say, well, develop them using the multiple intelligences. I don't really say that anymore because there's a lot of controversy about multiple intelligences. So I say just make sure you include 9 really, really good learning activities that connect to your targets. And that's the most important thing. Make sure everything connects to the targets. The other important thing is if you were going to put scores for these in your grade book, how would you score them? So you can see she's got a little scoring guide. This isn't a rubric, it's just simply a scoring guide. But I want to caution you, now that I teach assessment and I'm really picky on how you score things, some of the things that she included, I would say don't include, like in number 6, for instance, so students are making a poster and she's scoring them on colorful and organized. Sure, it's important that a poster is colorful and organized, but that shouldn't be part of the grade. It's not a standard. It's not a target. So those are important things to tell the students. Gee, you could have used more color or should have been more organized. But what you're looking for is how did what they did connect to the standards and the targets. We're a standards-based system, and that's what we should be scoring students on. So be careful on those types of things. Now, anything that goes in the unit, like your introduction and this particular choice menu rather, I will be critiquing these and I'll be sending them back to you. If there are any corrections you need to make, you'll have a chance to make those corrections before it's finally scored for your unit. So anything that goes in the unit or series of lessons, you'll be able to have a second chance to fix things if some things need to be fixed. So don't worry. You know, I want it to be really good when you hand it in the first time, but if there are some things where I don't agree with what you've done, I'll let you know, and then again you have a chance to fix it. So there's a little anchor activity this week too. It's a PowerPoint to look at done by Carol Tomlinson on this learning style controversy. So you might want to look at that, and you can do a little anchor activity if you have time. And then there is a short exit card for the week. So that's it for the week. I hope you have a great time doing these things. Now you'll really start to develop some things, use your own creativity and so forth to put together this choice menu. I look forward to seeing it. I thank you for your great work so far. It's been fun seeing what you're producing. I'll be working on scoring week 2's assignments tomorrow, Tuesday, and probably I'll work on them Wednesday. So you can expect to see all scores under my grades by Thursday. Thanks so much for everything. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.